Hi, I'm Shleena. I am here to share my interview experiences for integrated PhD program. So, after completing my BSc from St. Xavier's Kolkata in 2023, I got the interview call from IISER Bhopal, IISER Mohali, and NISER Bhubaneswar. So, when first interview was in IISER Mohali, so they asked me that brief introduction of myself first, and after that they asked me what is your favorite topic. I told them my favorite topic is linear algebra. After that they asked me that what is the favorite topic of linear algebra. So I told them that what is my favorite topic. So they asked me to please describe this topic. So after describing my topic, they asked many question from there, and I give the answers. And after that, they shift to real analysis. They asked me that what is uniform continuity, and give some example of uniformly continuous function. And when I give the example of uniformly continuous function, they ask me that prove that the function is uniformly continuous. So when I am proving the uniformly continuous property of this function, I used an inequality. They also asked me to prove that inequality. So I proved that. So by my conversation, they know that I I have the knowledge about fundamental group. So they asked me a question that what is the fundamental group of dx minus 0, and some that related term they asked me, and the interview was over there. The interview goes around 30 minutes, and the professor was very much supportive, and they are helpful and ask the more or less normal question, not very much mm, tough question or tricky question. So the interview is interview over at IISER Mohali. After that, in IISER Bhopal cases, they also asked me to describe my and describe about my to give me the some brief introduction of myself. And after that they asked me what is my favorite topic. I told them, and the professors was very friendly, very helpful, amazing. The professor was there. So they asked me the first question from linear algebra, that for a matrix to be invertible, how many maximum number of 0 is possible for 3 cross 3 matrix, and then asked to generalize it. And after that, how many maximum number of 0 is possible and minimum number of 1 is possible for invertibility of a matrix. And they generalize, they give they told me to generalize this. After that, they asked me a group action and linear algebra related question. So the question was tricky. I can't end the solution, but I go further for this solution to solve this problem. They asked me many questions between solving the problem, and I give the proper answer of them. So they, when I am not do don't do this problem, can't do this problem, they give some hint, and by their hint I reach up to some level. And after that they shifted to real analysis question, and they asked me about sine 1 by x or x sine 1 by x related question. And after that the interview is over, and the board is very much communicating, and they are very helpful. The professor are extremely very good, I told you again and again. And that is over. And in NISER Bhubaneswar, they at first took the written examination, and after clearing the written examination, next day they called us for interview. So they asked that what is your favorite topic. I told them, and then they asked me determinant of a equal to 0 if and only if a is invertible, and that type of related matrix related some questions. After that, they asked me a question from their written exams. So the counting of group homomorphism, and the professor was more or less good, but one professor was there that he is not actually very good in communicating. He don't interested to hear our thoughts, that type of. So the experience was more or less good, but the other professor was very good. And one I gave the interview in IISER Kolkata. So there my experience is totally very bad, because I don't know, for some reason they are not actually interested on me from the first. So they asked me from uniform convergence related some question, and this type of some question, I think. So more or less good, that also. Thank you everyone for hearing me, and also all the best for your upcoming interview. And I think you should mind it that interview asked you the question, but it's not always possible for you that you give them the proper answers, but you should approach towards the final answer. So if you are keep silent after asking their question, then that make a negative impact. Okay, so you should keep try you should try to give them that what is your thoughts about the problem, that related. I think that may be helpful for them and for you also. So thank you everyone, all the best for your upcoming interviews.